Jez. Are you all right?
Morning. Yes, I'm good. I'm a bit cold though today.
Yes, I can see. For those that are not watching on YouTube, Geraldine's wrapped up with Megan's scarf.
It's very nice.
Just a quick introduction. I'm Vickki Ridgway. I'm a chartered legal executive and director with ESAT and Ridgway, and I specialise in civil litigation. And you are?
I am Geraldine Watson. I'm a family law specialist solicitor. Yeah, that's it.
Welcome to Lawfully Yours. You can contact us on our brand new email, which is, I'm just double checking, lawfullyyourspod@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're getting quite a bit of content going out there, aren't we?
I'm
loving
really
it.
Good.
I am absolutely loving it.
No, it's good. I love it. We get quite a few views and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, it's quite fun doing it.
It is.
I've got lots of papers and notes with me today.
I know, it's usually the other way around. I've got one book today,
I know.
that's it.
It's because we're going to talk about a topic that is... It's something that I've dealt with, but I've only dealt with it once, and it just so happened that it was a bit of a crossover, wasn't it? Anyway, we'll go into that.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
Well, I'm of a certain age now.
Oh.
I know. I've decided to introduce collagen.
Do you know what? That's really weird because I've been looking at stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I went to Holland and Barrett.
Okay.
Oh, I shouldn't say that, should I?
Yeah.
Promoting them. Anyway, I went to this health food store.
It's actually called Holland and Barrett. Yeah.
And I'm really funny with taste and stuff like that. So I spoke to her, told her what I wanted, and she told me this specific one to get.
Right.
And she's like, it's tasteless. I was like, are you sure? Because you have to put it in your tea or something
well,
like that.
You can get
It's a
tablets,
powder.
can't you? But it's powder.
Yeah,
I've
so she
seen.
told me the different ones, and she's like, this one is tasteless, I promise you. So I said, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. I was like, right, okay. So I got it, put it in my tea. No, it's a fish one. So you have a fish taste in your tea.
Not nice.
But I figured
You
out,
can get chocolate ones, you know. Chocolate
well, I'm just going with the
powder.
one that she sold
All
me.
right, okay.
That's it. But I figured out if you put it in a yogurt and you mix it well,
So have it like for your breakfast or something.
can't taste it.
And how long have you been taking this collagen?
2 weeks.
Okay, and have you noticed a difference?
No, she said it will take about 8 weeks before
Okay.
you notice any difference. But I'm getting more like bone joint aches and pains and stuff like that. So
What, since you've been taking it?
No.
Ah,
before, so
Yeah.
that's why I started doing
Yeah,
it.
so
But I am
I've-
also starting Pilates on tomorrow.
oh, crikey.
So I'm going to see. So
That'll
that's
be fun.
Oh, also,
Oh,
I know.
welcome to the
So I
Geraldine
went
show.
to I went to the hairdressers the other day. Do you know
Was she not there, or
who?
was she not there?
Who?
The hairdresser.
Yeah. Went to the hairdressers the other day.
Joke, forget it.
I don't get it. Was she not there?
Yeah, because your hair, like...
Ah.
Do carry
Anyway,
on.
I've started again. So I went to the hairdressers the other day. Have you heard about the New Year's Eve ball drop in New York and the nappies?
Of the what? Nappies?
Adult nappies.
No, I've heard about the New Year's Eve because
Yeah,
that's on quite
but
a
the
few
adults with the nappies.
films. No.
I thought she was winding me up, but it's not. It's a genuine thing. So basically, if you want to go and watch the ball drop in Times Square,
Yeah.
you start. It's a ticketed event, but you start queuing from
Ticketed.
like ticketed. But you start queuing from like 3 in the morning until obviously midnight. Once you're in, apparently you can't get out because it's that busy. There's that many people. There's no
Right.
portaloos or anything. So adults, wear nappies and they go toilet whilst wearing these nappies because the hairdresser said the hotel she stayed at, the lady, the receptionist, said it stinks. No, sorry, she said to the receptionist it stinks, and then she went on to explain to her. Adults wear nappies and they go toilet in these nappies. I thought she was winding me up.
Disgusting.
It is disgusting.
I'd sooner just not watch
That's
it.
what I said. Honestly, I couldn't believe it.
No.
And also, I had a lovely review.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I've just finished a case. Client thought it was a really complex case, obviously as they often do, but it wasn't. There was a lot of negotiating back and forth. It was a financial case, and then we got it sorted probably a couple of weeks ago now. And she sent me a lovely,
Oh, that's lovely.
thank you.
We've had quite a few 5-star Google reviews lately.
Right, okay.
No,
Right.
it's just really it's warming, isn't it?
It really is.
It
Yeah.
sort of makes it all worthwhile, and
It
for
really
the client,
does.
obviously.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're going to ask me what I've been up to, aren't you?
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Oh well, Jezza. I did a Jezza.
Oh, God.
Okay, it was one of the most stupidest things I've ever done. Probably the second most stupid. The first being marrying my second husband, but that's another story. So again, woman of a certain age. When I go to bed, I get too hot, so I don't wear very much. Okay, so that's always fine. Anyway, we've got a Ring doorbell and we've got Ring cameras. Okay. So it was about 5 a.m. on this particular day. I sleep very lightly. Colin's like gone. This sound goes off on my mobile phone, which is always by my bed, just in case. And I think, what's that? Look at it, and it's the Ring doorbell at the back. It's the Ring camera. So I look at it, open the app, and there's a man in my garden with a torch.
Oh, wow.
So, Colin, there's someone in the back garden. Jump out of bed. I've just got pyjama top on and knickers. Don't put my glasses on or anything. Bolt down the stairs. Whack open the back door. Who's there? Nothing. Okay. Colin's looking out the back window upstairs. I'm out there in me all together.
Yeah, your hero.
Oh, my God. And then... literally, look at nobody there. Run to the front, nobody there. Thinking, what
in
the
your
hell?
knickers?
Yes.
Okay.
No glasses, so I couldn't have bloody seen who it was anyway. Anyway, turns out it was my next door neighbour whose dog had escaped into our garden, and there he is with a torch looking for the...
That's all right.
Well, it is, but he might have got a bit more than he bargained for. Bloody hell. But at least it worked. But what a stupid thing to do, because what if it wasn't him?
Yeah. And in your knickers.
And without my glasses.
I think you need to be focusing on your knickers, not your glasses. Come downstairs outside of your knickers.
I text my neighbour later on in the day. I said, you nearly got more than you bargained for, mate. You'd have been scarred for life. Menopausal woman. Can you see the headlines now?
Oh, bless you.
So that was my really stupid jezza, and I won't be doing that again. And everybody that I've mentioned it to, I went out for dinner with some friends, and they were like, what the hell were you thinking? I wasn't.
No, you just reacted, didn't you?
I just went.
And your husband was laying there.
The funniest thing is, normally if there's anything unusual in the garden, like if we have a fox or something go through, Danny goes wappy, the dog, and like he just sat at the
because he knew
threshold,
who it was, didn't he, probably?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm like, God, I'm going to get like battered on the head, and the dog's just going to wag his tail and take this bloke a treat. Honestly.
Bless you.
Oh. Anyway.
Well, my jezza is we went to Ashbourne a couple of weeks ago now, and obviously when you're not familiar with the area, you don't know like the traffic is car related again. It's all car related. Anyway, there was some road works near the traffic light, so pulled up into the behind the traffic, waiting for the lights to go. They kept changing, and then also I saw a car go down the lane next to us, stop. I think he must have been looking, he or she must have been looking around where to go, and then pulled in. And I'm like, you cheeky bugger, pulled into the traffic 10, 15 minutes. This is absolutely ridiculous.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You were sitting in a...
Parked cars. For 10 to 15 minutes, the cars didn't move. Because I kept looking, I'm like, is there actually someone in that car? And I couldn't see. And Dean's like, yeah, there is someone in there. So I was like, okay, well, wait. Pissing parked cars. 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, Geraldine.
Honestly.
I do love you so much.
It's just ridiculous. I'm so annoyed with myself.
Oh, God. Let me tell you a little bit about statistics before we go on to our main topic. Then. So I get quite a few clients, new clients will ring and they'll say, I've got this issue. Have you dealt with this before? Yes. What's your success rate? You know, is it likely to go to trial, that sort of thing? Because obviously, if it does go to trial, it's more expensive, and the clients just want a resolution as quickly as possible. So I thought, well, I know what my sort of statistics are. You know, very few cases go to trial because your aim is to try and avoid that. But I did a little bit of research in terms of generally in the UK, and I was quite pleased that my statistics are in line with the UK statistics. So I'm going to read from this. Only a tiny fraction of UK civil claims ever reach a full trial. Okay, around 3% of issued civil claims go all the way to a contested trial. And even when you look at cases that are defended, so they're opposed, only about 1 in 5 reach trial.
Wow.
So that's quite good, isn't it?
I wonder why that is then. Is that just...
I think probably a lot of the time it's a commercial decision to try and settle the claim, because the costs of going to trial are the majority of the costs that can be incurred in dealing with the matter, because you've got counsel's fees, you've got the attendance fees, etc., your witnesses, etc. So I think the aim is always to try and avoid trial because of the costs and the time, etc. So I think you've got people that actually sort of sit down and think, you know what, I'm probably going to lose this, or there is a risk, and therefore will make a commercial offer, for example. So yeah, and I've had cases that have literally settled in the courtroom before you go in.
We have that quite a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's just having the reality of the fact that you are at court, you're putting, your case at risk, that, and we all know there could be a judge on a Monday that makes a decision, and a judge on the Tuesday with the same facts makes a completely different decision.
Yeah.
So
I'll often say to my clients, you can have 10 judges on the same day make 10 different decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in family, there's so much discretion.
Yeah. One other interesting thing was the time it takes to get to trial. So from the date that you issue proceedings at court to the day that you're ready to stand before the judge and present your case. So in a small claim, that's 50 weeks.
50?
And in a fast track or multi-track claim, it's 75 weeks on average. It's a long time, isn't it?
That is a long time.
But during that time, obviously, the lawyers are doing work to prepare it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is that just because of the court backlog, or...?
A lot of it, but there is obviously a lot of work. You front load as a claimant, you front load the claim.
Yeah.
So you've got the majority of your evidence ahead of, but the court will make directions in terms of, right, we need to ask the expert witness questions, or the other side may want their own evidence, exchanging witness statements, documents, and then obviously it gives time for the parties to talk about mediation, that sort of thing.
In litigation, can they go to mediation at any point?
Yeah. Absolutely, and
even if you're in court,
if it's within the court process, yes.
Yeah, so you could put a halt to those proceedings. Yeah, we do.
You can. Yeah. But the time, because the timetable is normally between 50 and 75 weeks, you've got time within that process to open an invitation up to mediation.
Yeah.
And again, that's always something that we encourage, because whilst your client might have a very strong view in terms of the strengths of their case, it's about being realistic in terms of, do you want to spend X amount of money to get to trial to get the outcome that you could potentially get now for a little bit less?
See, and I think that's where, because obviously some people are concerned about the costs of getting lawyers involved, but probably in your area of law as well, in family, they lead with their heart, they lead with their emotions. And obviously we can then put the reality
our role
of
to
that
take
in.
the emotion out,
and explain to them, yes, you can do that, but it's gonna cost you a lot more money.
Yeah.
Whereas realistically, these are your options.
Yeah.
So I think it makes a massive difference.
Yeah. I get why clients, because yourself, if you're in a conflict with somebody, you don't want to, like it's your husband or your kids or whatever, you don't want to back down because you know you're right, or you think you're right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm reading Mel Robbins' Let Them. Have you seen that book?
No.
When I've read it, I'll lend it to you. It's about let them do what they want to do. It's not a reflection on you. Let them do it, and you have your peace of mind. Basically, it's very good, very good.
Okay.
Anyway,
we
had a bit of a crossover, didn't we?
We did.
So this is sort of the main topic of today, which is what happens with.
I think when there's an international overlap, isn't there?
Yes, and particularly property owned in a foreign jurisdiction. And I have to say, it was a case that I inherited from my co-director when I joined the company, that I dealt with, and it was something I hadn't dealt with before. And whilst the process itself was quite simple, the steps it was very long and drawn out. So I'm talking about a client of ours who owned a property with her husband in Bulgaria. Her husband passed away and she wanted to sell the property. And she came to us because the person that wanted to buy the property wanted to pay in UK sterling, and that wasn't possible. It had to be a conveyance that took place in the country in question. And then you had something very similar, didn't you? So we thought it'd be a good idea just to not necessarily go into too much detail about it, because I think that would probably be for a different kind of lawyer, but just about how we dealt with that situation. So obviously owning a property abroad, it brings a whole new level of complexity in a case. And the rules and the regulations and the procedure has to be what's relevant in the country where the property is.
Yeah.
And, you know, whilst you think, oh, well, I've got a will that says all my belongings and including property, etc., goes to my husband, if that property is abroad, that will may not apply to that property.
And also, a will is only your wishes, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I think we need to get an expert in wills on here, because we've had a lot of questions that have come from our discussion about disputed probate.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to get a will expert on to talk about some of those questions. But yeah, it's what you think would be relatively straightforward. Obviously, you buy a property abroad either because you want a holiday home or you intend to retire there, whatever. Great idea, but there's so much that is different in each country. So what applied in Bulgaria, so my client, my understanding is that if you buy a property in Bulgaria in particular, if you buy the building, so the bricks and mortar, you can own that as an individual. If you also want to own the land upon which that building sits, so I guess for us like a freehold or a leasehold, then you have to own it as a limited company.
Yeah.
And that was what my client did. So her and her husband set up a limited company and bought this property and the land underneath it. And they had it as a holiday home. Again, probably with the intention of living there more and more and eventually going out there. But sadly, her husband died. He was in the UK and he died. And she decided that she was of an age where she didn't want to go out there on her own. And the property was costing her money, running costs, etc. So she wanted to sell the property. That was all fine. She'd instructed lawyers in Bulgaria to deal with this. And the problem arose when the original person that wanted to buy the property would only proceed with the transaction if she could pay an English solicitor. So obviously when you sell a property, the money goes to your solicitor and then it transfers to you when all the debts have been paid, etc. And obviously that wasn't possible because the property transaction had to be completed in Bulgaria. And oh my God, honestly, the amount, it was a simple process in terms of we need to do A, B, C and D, but the amount of work that was involved in each of those steps and the period of time it took. So we had to, we obviously got a death certificate because he died in the UK. We then had to look at dissolving the limited company. We had to get a Bulgarian lawyer involved in terms of dealing with the transaction. We had to get a notary involved. All the transactional documents had to be in Bulgarian and then translated in English. My client, bless her, was hard of hearing, so I couldn't deal with her on the telephone. So there was a lot of meetings and stuff involved there. We finally got it done, but it took, I think it was about 5 years to do this. The main delay was trying to find another buyer. And then obviously we were having to liaise with the Bulgarian lawyer. And it was a bit like a 3-stage conversation that you were having, you know, and it was a really long drawn out process. So yeah, just a word of caution, I think, from, I get timeshares and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I get it all. You know, I'd love to own a property abroad, but I think just think about it very, very carefully. Yeah, tell us about your experience, Geraldine.
Mine, initially they moved from the UK to...
This was a married couple,
married couple, moved from the UK abroad. They bought a property there. It's still ongoing, so I'm not going to say too much about the details. But so they bought a property there.
Yeah.
When they separated, the wife moved back to the UK. He stayed in the property that they'd purchased.
So it was a jointly owned property.
So it was a jointly owned property in this country. He continued to live there and she was here. So the divorce started, then we also had to sort the finances out. So there was no agreement, so we issued proceedings in the court to sort the finances out.
Was that did you issue proceedings in the UK?
Here, because she was living here.
Okay. Did they get married in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they got married here, and also she was living here, so you issue in the country.
She was the petitioner.
Yeah. So we started the divorce proceedings, started the finances because we couldn't reach an agreement about what was going to happen. So there was a couple of properties, one in the UK, one abroad, and some other assets, pensions and things. So they couldn't reach an agreement, so we issued proceedings. We had the first hearing, set up the directions as to what was going to happen next. Then the husband dies.
Okay.
So he's died, he's living abroad, living in this property abroad. So we was like, okay, so we made an application, stopped the proceedings, the financial proceedings, because they were still married as well. So they were still, she was still his spouse. I, in my naivety, thought, get a death certificate, and then she can go on and sell the properties.
Yeah.
Got a will solicitor involved? No. Wasn't as simple as that.
Okay.
First of all, the hospital abroad don't issue death certificates. They issued a hospital certificate,
right,
which you then have to go on then to get the death certificate to be able to do anything with the properties, the property abroad mainly.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I contacted a few people like the equivalent of the deaths, marriage and registrar in the UK.
Yeah.
There isn't such the same equivalent, but there's similarities. That proved to be extremely difficult. So we then had to end up getting a lawyer in this country to help us. And oh my gosh, it's been so difficult to get a simple death certificate.
Yeah.
You have to jump through so many hoops, and it's just so many barriers. We had to get a notary involved in the UK to get certain documents here. Like you had to get a power of attorney, which I didn't realise.
Yeah.
So you have to get a power of attorney. You have to get certain documents notarised.
Yeah.
They then go off to the lawyer in the country, and then in the process, different things are happening. That lawyer then has to then use those documents to try and get the death certificate. That process in itself has taken probably 12 to 18 months.
Wow.
And we're just at the stage of hopefully getting the death certificate, which will then allow my client to then deal with the properties.
Yeah.
But obviously we'll potentially have the other properties because the house is owned by a limited company.
Right.
Same as well in this other country. But it's just... It shows you how a simple divorce and finances can take a completely different U-turn, and then having to find these experts that can help you is so difficult. Yeah. And because she's an elderly lady, because I said to her, if you want to try and do this yourself without incurring the legal fees,
of course.
Then she's like, no, I can't do it. One is stressed, she doesn't know where to start, and it's just been an awful case, and she's so stressed by it all.
You wouldn't think that getting a death certificate would be an issue, would you? Because it's obvious that this person has passed away.
Yeah, I know.
But again, it's the vast difference between procedures in various different countries.
Yeah, because here you die, you get a death certificate.
Yes, absolutely. And then that enables you to do everything, doesn't it?
And it's just like, you just can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like at the hospital, they were just awful.
Yeah.
First of all, they wouldn't speak to me. Then whenever they did, it was in their language.
Yeah,
so I had
so
to just get it translated.
Yeah.
And then it's just, the lawyer's been really, really helpful. But it's been having, you've got to do this, then you've got to do that, then you have to go back and do that, then you have to go back. It's just been awful. But I say, hopefully, we're at the stage now where we can get it. But it just shows you how it just takes a completely different U-turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think things have changed. I watch a lot of these Place in the Sun and stuff like that. When people want to buy a holiday home with view to
I've watched some of those.
And I just, knowing what I know just from this one particular case, I sort of think that I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
I know. Even if I was in a position to do that, which I'm not.
Because you think, buy a property, make a will, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. It really is.
But it is really, really common to buy property abroad, isn't it? Really common.
Yeah.
Really common.
It's fine if they don't die.
Yeah. If you're gonna buy a property abroad, do it, but don't die.
Don't die. That's the moral of the story, isn't it?
I just think don't do it. Don't do it. Obviously there are many advantages and disadvantages of buying a property abroad, and particularly, I say, with this Bulgarian property that I had, well, not I had, that my client had. we both know we both run limited companies, and the issues that come with that. Your accounts, you filing all your documents with Companies House, etc. You still have to do that. The
thing that annoys me about having a limited company, you have to pay your corporation tax and your personal tax, and then you've got your flipping, is it dividend tax as well? 3 taxes.
Yeah, but then if you're self-employed, you're paying a higher tax rate.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like, so I, in my naivety, first year of setting up a limited company, didn't have any clue about that. The accountant I had at the time was awful. It was one of those online accountant companies. So I didn't save properly for my tax. So I had to find it all at the last minute, at the end. It was massive, massive learning curve.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Moral of that is get a good accountant.
Do you know what? I was just going to say, I think in almost every aspect of life, don't wing it.
No.
Don't wing it. Get advice in terms, if you're buying a property abroad, what does that actually look like? What are the implications? How easy is it to sell, etc.? If you're setting up a business, get advice from somebody that specialises in setting up a business. Get an accountant, a good accountant. That's
the thing. I think whatever you do, people they want to cut corners, they don't want to pay, but it's going to cost you more in the long run.
And I do get, you look at the setup costs of a business, or, even like going to the dentist. I mean, you wouldn't pull your own tooth out, but, you think it's going to cost me 200 quid to go through that pain.
Actually, that's really, I've been watching that Big C. Have you seen it on Netflix,
No.
Big C? There's a lot of big stars in that, actually.
What's it about?
So
What's
good.
the C?
Cancer.
Oh, okay.
So she's got cancer. I don't want to say too much because people might not have watched it. It's so funny. So she's the mum. She's got cancer. And her brother, he doesn't live traditionally. He was homeless, but by choice and stuff like that. Okay. And he had toothache, and he doesn't want to go to the dentist, doesn't trust dentists.
That's me.
So he got his nephew to pull his tooth out. He couldn't do it, so then he wound up his brother-in-law, who punched him in the face, and then the tooth fell out just because he didn't want to go to the dentist.
Talking about TV programmes, have you finished Traitors?
Yes, I finished it now.
How good was that?
Oh my God, it was amazing.
I was side Rachel right from the start. So Rachel, if you're listening, I want you on this podcast.
But what about the end, though? Were you still supportive of her at the end?
Yeah, absolutely. But what interested me is there were 2 contestants that were former barristers. Did you notice that?
Yeah, Hugo and Fiona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hugo, I don't think he was still a practicing barrister, was he?
I think he was. I think it was Fiona that was the former one.
Because she's now an author, isn't she? She was just some criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought, you know what? How cool. Why don't we look at going on the Traitors?
You go on Traitors?
I reckon I would.
I reckon. We was on about this before, and I'd be like, I'd be a shit traitor. I would want to be a traitor.
Yeah, I don't lie very well. If they caught me out, I'd just go,
I know.
They'd know straight away.
But if you're a traitor, you got a chance of staying on there longer.
You have, but I'm just crap at lying. I think if you're going to lie, you've got to be a good liar. You've got to be consistent. But I thought Rachel, I know that's the nature of the game. I'm not saying Rachel is a liar, but she was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah.
And I really, really thought that Stephen at the end was going to drop her in it.
I did.
And kudos to him, he didn't, did it?
No.
We're giving the spoilers away.
I think people by now would have seen it, yeah. But you have to, you have to take a month off work.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, for the whole recording.
Could you not take your laptop in?
No, they said you can't take any devices with you.
Oh, wow.
And also what they say, it's all online so you can read it. Obviously, when they finished at the end of each eve, so they record for 16 hours a day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah? And then at the end of it, obviously, we know they don't stay in the castle. They get taken to a hotel.
Yeah.
And they just stay in their own rooms in the hotel.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah.
I thought they had, like, accommodation else, but I didn't know it was a hotel. But 16 hours a day they record.
A long time.
Yeah, but you've got to take about a month off altogether. It's a long time to take off work, isn't it?
It is, especially when you're self-employed.
Yeah. So. But it's really good. I love it.
I do love it.
You should watch this, Big C.
Let me make a note of that.
It's good. It's still, I haven't finished it yet.
Is it on?
Netflix.
Okay.
I've just finished another one called Landmen on Prime Video, Prime TV. That's set in Texas. It's really good. You should watch that.
What's the thing about Texas? You just looked over at Matthew. Oh, you've found properties in Texas.
So cheap.
Don't do it.
So cheap.
If you've listened to anything we've talked about today, do not do it.
So cheap. You can get like
it's cheap to buy, but what about when it all goes tits up?
You can get a house with a nice, really big house. They all look like they're blooming detached. They're all like mansions. Swimming pool for about 300,000.
Yeah, but then what if it goes tits up? What happens then?
Well, no, they're not mansions, are they? But they're really, really nice. They're really, really. They're big. They're so
We just thought to say Matthew is our social media manager.
Yeah.
So all of the things that you see on our TikTok and Instagram
everything
have all been posted on there by Matthew, and he's getting us to do all sorts of things way outside of our comfort zone. But we are loving it.
It is.
When you can keep a straight face.
Yeah, I know. But we've got to do that other one, haven't we? And I keep laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So have you got a thought for the day?
Yes, I have. It is a long one, but bear with.
Oh, crikey.
Ready?
Go on then.
So our brains are time travelers.
Have we not done this one already?
No.
Okay.
It's a new one because I keep a note of what I've done.
Okay. In one of your many notebooks.
Yeah. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information.
Yep.
And to prevent life from feeling like a badly dubbed movie, your brain collects all sensory data and waits it until it has a complete package before presenting it to your mind. It holds on to the fast signals, which is sight, for a tiny fraction of a second, so the slow signals, which is touch, can catch up. You can see this in action if you look at a clock, and for a split second, the second hand seems to stay still longer. You are the director of a high-budget movie. So this is similar to our jobs. So in our jobs, our brains are like lawyers because they're negotiating the fast and the slow. And since our brains edit our reality to make sense, it is a humble reminder that two people can see the exact same thing and experience it differently. Neither is lying. Your brain editors have just edited it differently.
Interesting.
It is. So it's not got like the human touch factor like they normally have, but I just thought that was really interesting.
It is actually because it's people's perceptions, isn't it? And exactly. It doesn't mean that your perception is wrong and mine's right.
Well, mine's right.
I mean, obviously, mine's right. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. Where'd you get these from?
I can't tell you my source.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We've got some really exciting guests coming up, haven't we?
We have.
I'm very excited.
We have, yeah. We've got quite a few. I think probably more than in the pipeline that we've ever had.
Yeah.
We do. Is there any guests in particular, or any field of guest, if you like, that you'd like to get on? Apart from Taylor Swift,
I want
and Travis Kelce.
The dream analysis.
Oh yes,
the dream.
I thought you were going to say the Dream Boys.
Oh yeah, we're up there. The Magic Mike. The dream analysis.
Censored. Okay.
Anyone to do with dolphins? Because I love dolphins. I know that's not law related.
I was going to say, how is that?
But you could find a spin, I'm sure.
Okay.
You?
I think definitely a wills and probate from.
Oh, okay. We're being sensible.
Well,
right.
no,
okay.
From a legal perspective, I think a life and business coach would be really helpful.
Oh, should we have a psychologist?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm really into like the psychology side of things and what makes your brain tick and how to. I tend to get in a bit of a spiral sometimes, catastrophizing, and I'm thinking way ahead as to what might. So like if my daughter's late or my husband's late home from visiting or whatever, I'm like, crikey, so is there been a crash?
Oh,
is he in the crash? And then I'm planning his funeral. And honestly, I go
what's wrong with you?
Well, exactly. We need a psychologist to tell me what's wrong with me. Yeah, I think that would be good.
I think a psychologist would be good. I mean, there's different experts I suppose we could get on because we use experts in our jobs, don't we?
Yeah.
So we could maybe look at those.
But if there is anybody listening or watching, if they think they've got a good story to tell, or if there's anyone that's got any questions, please.
We have got some questions, haven't we? But we'll do that next time.
And I think, again, particularly for a wills and probate specialist. So, follow us like,
Watchers.
share, watchers. So we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram,
Watchers, like,
we're on TikTok, we're both on LinkedIn. Where are we? Oh, on all the podcast platforms that you listen to your podcasty things.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere. We are everywhere. And reach out to us at our email, which is lawfullyyourspod@gmail.com.
That's a wrap.
It is a wrap indeed. We're going to go out for lunch, aren't we?
Now, yes.
We are, because we are ladies who lunch, aren't we?
We're taking our social media guy with us.
We are, yes.
We'll treat him.
Yeah. You can.
I'll treat him.
I don't like him that much. I'm joking, Matthew. I'm joking. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching.
Thank you.
I've been Vickki Ridgway.
I've been Geraldine Watson. We should do it the other way round. I've been Vickki Ridgway.
No, you're not.
No, like they're doing the two runners. They did it, didn't they? I've been Vickki Ridgway.
And I've not been Geraldine Watson.
Okay.
But together we are
Lawfully Yours.